Hello, good day viewers. Welcome to another biology lesson. This is your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. So I want us to go through the biology test that was written by GS Learning Academy students online. Okay. So the test was based on two topics, that is excretion, also homeostasis and osmoregulation. Question 1. Question 1 reads, the diagram below shows the urinary system and its blood supply. So this is the urinary system that you have right here and its blood supply. Okay, so question A, name the structures labeled F, G and H in the diagram above. So they want us to identify the structures labeled F, G and what? H. So when you look at the structure labeled F right here, okay, this is the vena cava. So the vena cava is the one that is now taking the oxygenated blood from different body organs, taking it to the heart. Okay, then right here on the right hand side we have the aorta. So this aorta is just taking in oxygenated blood, okay, from the heart to other or to the rest of the body. Then G right here we have the what? We have the ureter. H we have the urethra. Okay, so to answer this question, we have said on F we have the vena cava, on G we have the ureter, on H we have the urethra. So we now come to question B. Name two substances excreted by the lungs. Name two substances excreted by the lungs. So the lungs excrete substances such as carbon dioxide and water vapor. And the carbon dioxide is excreted through the process called the respiration. Okay, so these are the two substances that are secreted by the lungs. Now we move on, we come to question C. Question C reads, define excretion. So excretion is the process by which living organisms separate and remove toxic metabolic products from the body. Okay, so just by definition, you understand that during the process of excretion, useful products, they remain in the body, but those that are toxic, those products that are going to cause harm to the body, they are excreted out. And these products we are talking about urea, uric acid, excess water, excess what? Salts. These are the substances that are going to be excreted out of the body. Okay, so you can also define excretion as is the removal of toxic metabolic substances from the body. Okay, so the next question reads, name two hormones produced by the pancreas. Name two hormones produced by the pancreas. So the two hormones that are produced by the pancreas, we have insulin and glucagon. These are the two hormones that are produced by the pancreas. And these two hormones are produced in order to maintain the blood sugar levels in the body. Okay, so we have said the two hormones produced by the pancreas, we have insulin and glucagon. So we've come to question 2 right here. Come to question 2. Question 2 reads, figure 4.0 shows the longitudinal section through a human kidney. So this is the human kidney. Question A1, identify the blood vessels labeled Q and R. So we can see the blood vessel labeled Q. This blood vessel labeled Q, we can see an arrow which is going inside. Okay, meaning that this blood vessel it's connected to the aorta. The aorta that is taking blood away from the heart, taking it to other body organs. Okay, and the type of blood that it is transporting, or that it's moving out of the heart, it's oxygenated blood. So the name of this blood vessel is what? Okay, is the renal artery. So the renal artery carries oxygenated blood from the aorta to the kidney. So the blood is going inside the kidney. Then right here where we can see an arrow going outside, There we have the renal vein, which is connected to the vena cava. Okay, so the renal vein takes deoxygenated blood away from the kidneys towards the vena cava. Okay, so we have said blood vessel Q is the renal artery, and blood vessel R is the renal the renal vein. So we have come to question 2. State two waste substances that are likely to be present in the liquid which passes through the structure labeled S. So when you look at this part, we have the structure that is labeled S right here. Okay, so this structure labeled S is the ureter, and in the ureter, that's where it's a passage for urine. That's where urine passes. Okay, so they want us to name the substances that are found in urine, the one that passes through the ureter. Okay, so the substances that are found in urine, the substances that are found in urine, we have excess water, we also have mineral salts, we also have what? Urea. These are the substances that are going to be present in the liquid that is passing through the structure body S. We now come to Roman numeral 3. Suggest two methods of how a person with kidney failure may live a normal life. So a person with kidney failure, this person's kidney are not functioning well. Okay, hence they have a kidney failure. So in order for them to live a normal life, number one, they can go through surgery. Okay, by getting a healthier kidney from a donor, and they put it to them through surgery. Okay, so this is what we call kidney transplant. So a person with kidney failure can live a normal life through kidney transplant once if they got through a surgery. Okay, apart from that, they can also go through a dialysis machine, so that this machine keeps on purifying their blood. Okay, because kidney failure may occur from different factors such as through poisoning, infections, and the viral diseases. Okay, so those are the answers. State the hormone that affects osmoregulation in the kidney. So we know what osmoregulation is. This is the regulation of water levels in the body fluid. Okay, so the water levels, we are talking of water and what? Mineral salts. So the hormone that affects osmoregulation, we have two hormones. We have one that affects water, which is produced by the pituitary gland, and this hormone is called the antidiuretic hormone. We also have another hormone that regulates, okay, mineral salts in the body, and this hormone is regulated by the adrenal gland, and it is called the aldosterone hormone. So here you can write either antidiuretic hormone, or you can write aldosterone hormone. Okay, so we are going to write antidiuretic hormone. That is the hormone that affects osmoregulation in the body. So we have answered question 4. We have answered question 4. We now come to our last question, which is question 3. Okay, so under question 3, we have question A, B, and C. So we are going to start with question A. Question A, what is meant by the term homeostasis? Okay, what is meant by the term homeostasis? Then question B, what role is played by the foreign structures of the skin in controlling the temperatures of the body during overcooling? So we have sensory nerve, erector muscle, blood vessels, sweat glands. What role do they play in controlling the temperature of the body during overcooling? Then the last question, question C, explain the role of the lungs in homeostasis. Okay, explain the role of the lungs in homeostasis. So we are starting with question A. What is meant by the term homeostasis? Okay, so homeostasis is the maintenance of a constant internal environment. Okay, this is the maintenance of a constant internal environment of the body. So when we say internal environment, we are looking at the regulation of what? The blood pH, the regulation of blood glucose levels, the regulation of what? Water levels, regulation of what? Mineral salts, and temperature. These are the internal environments that are controlled. Okay, so we have said All right, so we have said homeostasis is the maintenance of a constant internal environment. That is what homeostasis is. And I've given you examples of internal environment that are maintained through homeostasis. Talked of blood sugar levels, you have talked of temperature, talked of water levels, you have talked of what? Mineral salts. Okay? You have also talked of the pH. These are the internal environments that are maintained through homeostasis. So we have answered question 3A. We now come to question 3B. So question 3B reads, what role is played by the foreign structures of the skin in controlling the temperature of the body during overcooling? So overcooling is just a situation whereby the body is experiencing cold. Okay, so we start with the sensory nerve. So what role is being played by the sensory nerve? So the sensory nerve, they detect a cool temperature and send information to the brain for responses. That is the role they play. They just have to detect the cool temperature, and once they do that, they have to send the information to the brain so that a response can be initiated by the brain and send the information to other parts of the body. Okay. All right, so we have said the sensory nerves detects the cool temperature and sends information to the brain for responses. So that is the role of the sensory nerves. Now let us look at the role of the erector muscles. So what is the role of the erector muscles in controlling the temperature of the body during what? Overcooling. Okay. What role do the erector muscles play in the control of temperature when the body is what? Overcooling. So when it's cold, or when the body is overcooling, when it's becoming cold, the erector muscles, they contract. Okay, when they contract, they pull the hair upright. Okay, which traps a layer of insulating air. Okay, this prevents heat loss through conduction and what? Convection. All right, so we have said the erector muscles, they contract, pulling hair upright, which traps a layer of insulating what? Air. And when this happens, it prevents the loss of what? Heat through conduction and convection. So when you look at the skin, we have got airs which are there. So when it is cold or when it's overcooling, these airs, they stand upright. Okay, they stand upright. Okay, why? Because they contract. Okay, because of the contraction of the erector muscles. When this happens, they are going now to trap a layer of insulating what? Air. So this insulating air that they trap is the one that will be able to prevent the body from losing heat when it is very cold. So we have answered this question. We have answered this question. We now move on to another part. Okay, so we come to another part, which are the blood vessels. So what role is being played by the blood vessels in controlling the temperature of the body during overcooling? Okay, so the blood vessels, they constrict to reduce the amount of blood reaching the skin surface. Okay, once they do this, they reduce heat loss by conduction through the surface of the what? Of the skin. All right, so we have said the role of the blood vessels, okay, in controlling the temperature of the body during overcooling is that the blood vessels, they constrict. So to constrict simply means that the blood vessels, they become narrow. Okay, in order to reduce the amount of blood reaching the skin surface, hence reducing heat loss by conduction and through the surface of the of the skin. So we have answered this one. Let us now look at another structure, which are the sweat glands. So what is the role of the sweat glands in controlling the temperature of the body during overcooling? So we know that when it is very cold, the sweat glands, they become less active. Okay, when they become less active, it minimizes the loss of heat which occur through what? Sweating. So when it is cold, the sweat glands, they become inactive. The reason why they are becoming inactive is to minimize or to reduce the loss of heat which can occur through what? Sweating. No wonder when it is very hot, you find that we tend to sweat a lot because we want to release some water outside the skin so that we can feel cold. But when it is cold, the sweat glands, they become inactive. Okay, they don't work, they become inactive, or they become less active, so that they minimize the loss of heat which occurs through sweating. That is the role of the sweat glands in controlling the temperature of the body during overcooling. Alright, so we have said the role of the sweat glands in controlling the temperature of the body during overcooling is that the sweat glands, they become less active. This minimizes loss of heat which occurs through sweating. So we have answered our question 3b. Okay, we have looked at the role that is played by each structure of the skin. Let us now move on to our last question, which is on question C. Okay, so we've now come to our last question, which is question C. Explain the role of the lungs in homeostasis. What is the role of the lungs in homeostasis? So the lungs, they play a role in balancing the level of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So the two gases, they are exchanged at the surface of the lungs, where carbon dioxide is removed from the blood, and when carbon dioxide is removed from the blood, oxygen is taken in. That is the role of the lungs. Okay, all right, so we have said the lungs play a role in balancing the level of oxygen and carbon dioxide. The two gases are exchanged at the surface of the lungs, where carbon dioxide is removed from blood, then oxygen is taken in. That is the role of the lungs in homeostasis. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye bye.